Hi guys, well today I am sharing with you the Sephora Friends and Family haul, just some things I picked up. Thank you so much to Emily for giving me your code so that I could shop online. These were basically things that I just wanted to try out. Not a whole lot of makeup, I have to say. A few things I want to try out, and then just some backups of things I always use, and a couple of skincare products. So let's start with the skincare, because I do have a few things on here that were pretty pricey, so it's great to get the discount. And then I figure when VIB rolls around, which I believe is usually in November, then I'll pick up, whatever else maybe I'm still thinking about, or that once I start seeing everybody else's videos kind of thing, if I want anything. So I ended up finally getting the Radical Skincare. This is the Instant Revitalizing Mask. I have mentioned this a few times in skincare, or maybe just in favorites. Gosh, a long time ago I got a little point perk of this mask, and I actually still have that one. I mean, it's surprising how many uses you can get out of that little one. So I finally broke down and bought this because I'm telling you, just after one use, it's one of those oxygenated masks. It just really brightens up your skin. So if I'm having like a really dull skin day, or my skin's just freaking out a little bit, or like patchy or weird or something, I can use that. So it's kind of just an as needed mask, I feel like. So that's another reason. This is expensive, but I feel like it'll last me a long time because I'm not using it constantly. So it just says boost skin's radiance with effervescent bubbles, hydrate and nourish hungry skin with vitamins and oxygen, soft, smooth, glowing skin in minutes. It really does work well. I highly recommend you guys try this if you're looking for something like that, just to kind of give your skin a boost now and then. So got that. And then the second skincare item is something from Murad. And I actually used Murad years ago, and I've used them off and on, over the years. But I used, I think it was his like anti-aging line. It's in the green packaging when it first came out years ago. And I really, really liked it. I think it came like in a set where you could try all of them. Matter of fact, that was probably one of the best eye creams I've ever tried, but it's like $85, so I have yet to ever buy another one. But I like that line. So I decided to look back through his line again and see if there was anything new. So this is the Rapid Collagen Infusion. And I like to use products with collagen because, as many of you know, I've talked about, back in my mid-20s, I suffered with acne, cystic acne, and then on and off again throughout the years, and it left some pretty bad scarring. So basically, if you're not familiar, like whenever you have cystic acne, that's deep in the skin, it basically breaks down the collagen in that area, and then that's why you'll have more of like a pitted scar. And then as I've aged now, so over like probably the last, 5 to 10 years, my skin's kind of aging a little quicker, or looking like it's aging quicker, because I've had those scars and the collagen was broken down in those areas. So I'm always looking for something to kind of plump my skin back up. That's why I use glycolic a lot, because I feel like it does a good job of that. So I was really curious about this, and this was a little bit pricey product as well, as a lot of his are, but they work. So it says Rapid Collagen Infusion reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles in 2 hours, helps maintain collagen levels, and hydrates to improve volume. It got some good reviews, and I was just really, like I said, curious about this. I wanted to kind of add something else in to see if I could give it a boost. So we'll see about that. If any of you have used that, definitely let me know your thoughts. Decided to get a backup of my Clarisonic. I just get the normal brush heads. I thought I had a backup, but I didn't, so I got those. Something I've wanted to try ever since I saw it on QVC. I mean, I've mentioned this before, but QVC has a great way of like sucking you in with products. I didn't buy it when I saw it on QVC, but I saw that Sephora had it. And actually, when I went to go purchase it, I believe they have been sold out of it for a while, but it's back in stock now. So this is the Oxygen Nail Treatment from Julep. And I ended up getting it in the pink color, and it's called Makeup for Your Nails. And I just ended up taking my nail polish off just today because I plan on painting them again. So basically, if you have weak nails or they're prone to breaking or peeling, this basically, it's almost like a BB cream for your face. You know how that just like smooths it and kind of blurs any imperfections a little bit? Well, that's what this is kind of supposed to do to your nails, but it actually is a treatment. So it says groundbreaking oxygen technology allows nails to breathe, while a patented Formulation conditions and restructures in just 4 weeks with anti-aging plant stem cells, protective UV filter, blah, blah, blah. I have to laugh every time I see something that says allows your nails to breathe, because I know that's like a common thing people say, and it just takes me back to cosmetology school. Is that I remember our instructor saying that your nails, you know, don't breathe. They're not fish. They don't have gills. They don't have, you know, all this analogy that basically it's like your nails don't breathe. So I don't know if that's just a myth or whatever, but there's a few things from cosmetology school that have stayed with me like 15 years later. So anyway, I got this. I'm going to try it out actually right now since I don't have any nail polish on. I'll put it on one of my nails so we can see. If you guys use this, I think it comes in like a more clear or milky color, but again, I got the pink. I've never used julep polishes. So here's what my nail looks like naked. Here's what it looks like with it, if you can see any difference. This is gonna be like a really bad example, I know. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty. It doesn't like wow me. I guess because I don't have like horrible nails anyway. I mean, I always do have like a few little peeling places or whatever, but it looked like, you know, when they show the before and afters, like on QVC, if you have like really wrecked looking nails, it looks like this is nice, but it's just something I really wanted to try. Okay, ended up getting a Point Perk. Whenever they have these, I always pick them up. So I have 2 or 3 now because these are great for vacation. The Living Proof, this is the Perfect Hair Day, the 5-in-1 styling treatment. I've used this for I don't know how long now. It's fantastic. I mainly use it, I know, when I'm going to be blow drying my hair so I can get a little more volume. I mean, this says, you know, it smooths, volumizes, conditions, strengthens, polishes. I just notice a huge difference when I use this. Like I said, I don't always dry my hair, so I don't use it a lot, but this always goes on vacation with me, so glad I got a backup of that. And you'll hear me saying that a lot, that I got a backup of something, because that's pretty much kind of what I was focused on. Backup of the Beauty Blender Solid Cleanser. I had mentioned probably a year or more ago that I really liked using Dove soap. I think I've since told you when I started using this that I do prefer this over Dove soap, even though they're very similar concepts. You know, you have a solid bar, clean your brushes, Beauty Blender, whatever. The reason why this edges out Dove soap for me is that I feel like it rinses a little bit cleaner, because oftentimes, well, not often, every time I use my Beauty Blender, I will clean it when it needs it, and then I'm probably going to use it right away. And I find there's no soapy residue or anything like that on it. I use this to clean my regular makeup brushes as well. It's great. Again, I feel like it rinses cleaner and quicker than using the Dove soap, but absolutely this is a must-have for me. And it's great to take on vacation too if you wanted to travel with this, because it's so small. Got a backup of my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and I have been using the color Taupe for quite some time now and really like this. And I know I've heard people say it sounds like uppity or whatever to pronounce it Anastasia instead of Anastasia. The only reason I pronounce it Anastasia is because she pronounces her own name that way. I saw her years ago on, I think it was E! And they asked her, how do you pronounce your name? You know, they were doing an interview with her about her salon in Beverly Hills, you know, where everybody gets their brows done. And she said it was Anastasia. So that's why a lot of us that know that probably pronounce it that way. We're not trying to be uppity or snooty or whatever. That's how she pronounces her name. So I'd like to pronounce it correctly. Also a backup, again, I told you it was a theme, of the Dior Creme de Rose Lip Balm. I am probably about halfway finished through, I believe, my 3rd one. Ever since I tried this, probably a year ago or whenever I first started mentioning it, it's just, you know, this is my go-to. Can't be without it. It's seriously the best. It's expensive, but it does last, I feel, a really long time. So that's great, but just love this. Have to have it. So some new products that I wanted to try. I've heard a lot of good things about the Estee Lauder The Little Black Primer. It says Tint Amplify Set. So I was just really curious to try this. Haven't used it yet, of course. And I really wanted to try out a new foundation. One with maybe a little bit more coverage, because I like a lot of coverage in the fall and winter, and I feel like I can get away with it a little more than in the summer. I wanted to try the Derma Blend. This is something I've wanted to try for a really long time. So I went ahead and let the Sephora foundation finder help me online. For those of you who don't know, on the site there's like a foundation. I don't know if it's called Foundation IQ or ID. You put in a foundation of one you love. I've mentioned this, I think, in foundation videos. You put in a foundation shade you know you love that Sephora carries, and then it will recommend all the foundations and shades for you available on their site. And you can go like one shade darker, so if you want, you know, for the summer, you can go one shade lighter. But I found it to really help, and I found it to be really accurate. So I got it in the shade Bisque. I have not tried this yet. This is the Dermablend Smooth Liquid Camo. It says medium coverage foundation, but I know all of Dermablend's foundations are pretty heavy duty coverage. So just comes in a bottle like this. Again, I have not used it. I don't know if the shade works. I'm hoping it does. And I'll let you know how I like it. I did get this little thing of the Dior Duo because I'd mentioned recently in my favorites that I love the Dior Lip Maximizer. And I almost bought it because I could get, you know, 20% off. But I have so much of that little one still left that I thought I would wait maybe until the VIB and get it then. And then it has a little sample of the Dior Addict Lip Glow. So, and this isn't something that I purchased with this sale, but it is something if you have your eye on. I wanted to give you my 2 cents about it because there's a lot of, I feel like, either negative information out there or kind of hit and miss, you know, reviews. So that is the Hourglass Edit Palette. A lot of you might be surprised that I have this because I've kind of been hit and miss with Hourglass powders. I bought this from Hourglass when you could be put on the waiting list. When it first came out, I really didn't think I wanted it. And it was one of those, the day I went ahead and put my name on the waiting list anyway, and I thought, well, I'll just see if I want it or not. The day I got the email that I could order it, it was, I think, somewhere around my birthday, maybe just after, so it probably just hit me like, oh, a birthday present, you know? And I thought, you know what, I think I might like that. I had already seen possibly a few reviews of it by then, you know, people saying, oh, it's really tiny, blah, blah, blah. The reason why I got it, number one, I thought it would be great for travel because it really knocks down several pieces that I have to take individually. I can just take one thing. And there was a few products in here that I wanted to try. A few of them I have tried and actually returned, like for instance, a blush. But I thought, you know what? It might be good to have it in this smaller one, or I can mix it with something in the palette and make it work for me. So what I wanted to try, hopefully not blind you with the light, this is what it looks like. And everybody's like going on and on about how small it is. I don't think it's that small. Sure, the product overall compared to a full size one is, but if you're like me and you just want to try some of the products or you want to use this for travel, I think it's great. And I've been using it lately. It's just sitting out here. To give you an idea of the bronzer brush I use, and I think it fits in there just fine, I've been using the Sony Kashuk. The numbers have worn off, but it looks like this. Here it is compared to my face. So you can see it's not real tiny, and it fits perfectly right here in that bronzer. It's not going over to the blush on, you know, the other side of it. You know, it's perfect. So I don't have a problem specifically putting my brush in there. I don't know what size brushes y'all are using if you have a problem, but I don't have any problem. So this is the bronzer in light. Yeah, Luminous Bronze Light. And then you have the Mood Exposure Blush. I was really interested in trying this, and I do like it. This is the blush that I actually think I had before, and I returned it. I didn't like it. It was way too pigmented, and it still is. I mean, you have to be careful. I've mixed these two before, and it's nice. Let's see, that's Luminous Flush, and then of course I said Mood Exposure. And then this is Diffused Light, which is my favorite powder of all time. I use this all over my face to set. I use it under my eyes, so I thought that would be great to have a little travel size. Dim Light and Iridescent Light. This Iridescent Light is a great highlight. I've actually even just put my finger in it and used it as a brow highlight. When you're looking at the palette, it looks like it has maybe ever so slightly maybe a micro glitter in it. And I hate to even say that because it's not really a glitter, but it's definitely more of a sheen than any of the other products. I don't think it shows up looking glittery crazy though, because you know, a lot of these products have a little bit of a sheen. This is great just all over. I've kind of set my makeup with that. Or this is the one though, I feel like the shade, because it's kind of a pinky shade, I don't really know what to do with it, but the rest of them I really like. I've never tried the bronzer, so I'm enjoying that. And I figure, you know what? Let me use this and decide if I like these enough to later on buy full sizes. But for the meantime, this is a great travel palette. I really am enjoying what's in it and the sizes. So it is expensive. So if you want to get it with the 20%, that would be a great time. Anyway, I just wanted to give you my 2 cents because it may be something a little different than what you've heard so far. So I believe that is all I got. Let me know in the comments what you guys plan on getting for the VIB sale, or if you were lucky enough to shop the Friends and Family Sale already. I would love to know, because I still do plan on maybe getting like a holiday palette or something. I just didn't want to go spending money to be spending money. Again, ever since I purged my collection last year, I have been trying to be a little more mindful of what I'm purchasing. But you know, sometimes we just get in those moods where we want something, you know. So anyway, I would love to see what you guys are getting. I always love to know. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Fill it throughout the day. You know, sometimes even